I'm Mark Edwards. I'm a professor at Virginia Tech in Blacksburg, Virginia, and we were examining the issue of lead and water laws around the United States, the EPA lead and copper rule. And amongst some of the more interesting things we found on the grant was that one of the strategies that's required to improve or reduce lead in water, called partial pipe replacements, was actually making the situation much worse. And water companies and consumers were paying up to $10,000 for what's called a partial pipe replacement. And our research proved scientifically that this was making it worse, and it was confirmed by several other research groups in Canada, and there was a EPA Science Advisory Board verifying that our concerns were legitimate. And then amongst the more interesting responses was that rather than fix this problem and try to do a better job, water companies started giving the lead pipes to the consumers. They suddenly claimed that they no longer owned the lead pipes. And so overnight there was this, what we call gifting, that occurred. And this was in Mother Jones this year and several other research publications. We also started looking at the prior science that EPA had done and their contractors had done to suggest that this was a good idea that cost over $100 million at one water company in Washington, D.C. alone. And we found out there was very strong evidence of fraud and scientific misconduct. The EPA cannot find any of the data that appeared in their report that was given to Congress to say that this was a good idea. And we also discovered that a peer-reviewed journal article that was done in this year, that there were hand-drawn graphs in there that were not based on real data, and that the authors had written the article before they even could have had their data in hand. So it was very, very fascinating, and it's been an interesting 3 years, to say the least. The EPA is revising this law as we speak, and amongst the things they're considering are changes based on our research. We also got other EPA regions to collaborate with us and actually got results that have supported us as well. And so those revisions are going to be published in August of this year. And so we'll have a chance to comment based on a lot of really good science that would not have existed without the Robert Wood Johnson Foundation funding.